Greetings, it is my absolute pleasure to welcome you to another exciting episode of In Conversation. My name is Bongani, and today I'm going to be talking to Dr. Lebogang Mosupye-Semenya, who is a senior lecturer at the Johannesburg Business School. Well, Dr. Lebogang, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, that is quite an honor, especially after you having came from Germany.
Yeah. Thank you.
So, would you be kind enough to tell us about your journey to this position that you're holding currently?
Oh, thank you for that question. My journey in academia has been quite short. I started in 2022, which was just last year. Prior to that, I was a chemical engineer in the water industry. And once I obtained my PhD in 2022 last year, I decided to switch careers from chemical engineering to academia. And that was basically because I wanted to lend my talents to position Africa, and South Africa in particular, in the fourth industrial revolution. Yes. And so I came to UJ and I joined as a researcher in one of our prestigious chairs that was led by Prof. Erica. That was last year, and then this year, I then joined the Johannesburg Business School as a senior lecturer in digital technologies.
Interesting. So currently, we are on Germany. I think that is my interest point. I love traveling. So when I heard that you're from Germany and with the first cohort of the MBA students or candidates, how was that trip?
It was fantastic. It was really fantastic. Look, our MBA program really has a number of modules. And this international elective module is one of those modules that we offer at the Johannesburg Business School. Yes. Now, it is a compulsory elective, which means that the students must take it, right? Either they stay at home, but many choose to travel. It is, the purpose thereof of this particular module is around the fact that we'd like to equip students with this knowledge and the skills that they need that are necessary on a global business scale, right? So we want them to have that knowledge. We want them to have global awareness, We want to facilitate global networking as well. So that's the purpose of this particular module. So this year we went to Germany. Which was very interesting for us as well as for the students. And what we did when we got there was we had a summer school at Hochschule University of Applied Sciences, which was at Ulm. Yes. So we learned about digital transformation and AI technology, so that was very interesting for them. And then we traveled to another city in Moulin. Right. And there we attended a strategic class at the West University of Applied Sciences. And we also had the, the opportunity to visit one of their companies there, which was RWE, which is a prominent leading supplier of renewable technologies there. So that was very interesting for the students. So yeah, it was fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you went for a week, but wow, all the activities that you guys had.
Absolutely.
And amongst all those activities, which ones were more transformative or more enlightening for you?
For me in particular, it was when we were at Ulm, the first place that we went to, the summer school. Right. And what was enlightening for me was this. As we were sitting in class and I'm listening to the lecturer speaking about digital transformation and then later on talking about AI, it dawned upon me that what we teach here in South Africa, what we teach at UJ in particular, is on par with what has been taught overseas. Now, the fourth industrial revolution, if you know anything about it, you know that in 2011 was the very first time we heard about this fourth industrial revolution. And it was at the Hanover Fair in Germany, and they called it Industry 4.0. So if they know what we know, or if we know what they know at this point in time, it means we're far ahead in terms of the knowledge that we have. So it was enlightening to me because it removed that notion that we are lagging behind as a country. Yes. In terms of knowledge, we are not. Absolutely not. We are on par with international standards. So that was enlightening for me.
Wow. And given that we are now matching the standard, we're keeping up the pace, and what does that mean for Africa at large, given, of course, your passion for Africa's readiness in the digital revolution?
Yeah, for me, that means our mindsets have to change. We cannot keep saying we're lagging behind or that we are behind. And that's one of the fantastic things that these immersions actually show you. that in actual fact you are on par with international standards, right? Yes. So your mindset about Africa needs to change, yes. right? In terms of the fact that we understand now that we have this knowledge, ours is to apply it and make sure that we solve our societal issues. So implementation. We have the knowledge, we have to implement it. Yes. And I must add that, as we visit these countries overseas, I've been to a number of them in Europe. Yes. Personally, I'm getting to understand that as Africa, really, we do not need to necessarily look up to first world countries, yes. And limit ourselves, because I feel that if we do that, then we limit ourselves. Yes. I fully believe that we have the knowledge, and yes. therefore all we need to do is be the best version of ourselves. Yes. As South Africa, as Africa, yes. we become the best version of ourselves with the knowledge that we have. We apply it, we solve our own challenges with our knowledge, yes. then we can become who we really are as Africa. So it really helped me in the sense that, yes. we could position South Africa or even Africa on a scale that, we need to.
Yes. And within that, in the perspective of the MBA students, do we have any successful stories or achievements of people that have seen their own potential and challenged the world for who they are and with the greatness that they have, given the knowledge, of course, that they've attained?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Look, with this particular immersion, it just happened like a month ago. Yeah, so to expect something to happen from there,
it's a stretch for me. Yeah,
it's a bit of a stretch. But I can tell you this. While we were there on the second leg of the trip, when we were at Mulim, yes. attending the strategic class, yes. what actually took place was that the students were now put in syndicates, basically in groups. Yes. Now, in every group, there was a South African and there were Germans as well. So it was made up of Germans and South Africans. And the task really was to develop a business model yes. that involved business or trade between South Africa and Germany. And that's why they put them together like that. And then at the end of the day, what they had to do was to present this to us, 4 marks. So it was like a syndicate assessment. So as I was sitting there and they were presenting, I thought to myself, my goodness, it was so impressive to watch. It was impressive to watch in the sense that you realize that what our students are learning in terms of innovation, in terms of the 4th industrial revolution, they know how to apply it to a societal problems. Like our VC keeps saying, it's not just technology, it's how now we're going to use it to solve our challenges. Right? So they came up with solar panels in schools, they talked about our transport system, how we can sort that out with technology. They talked about digital skills. So I was quite impressed to understand and to learn that they know how to apply what we're teaching them to our issues in the country.
Yes. Wow. And I like that you've even brought the VC into the picture as well to say, as the leader of UJ and having the first cohort of the MBA students going abroad, what us as UJ are we doing differently or uniquely from approaching in terms of innovation and 4th industrial revolution? What's different in our approach?
In actual fact, I'm quite glad that you asked that question because it's quite unique what we do. If you look at other schools or other business schools, when they do this international immersions, is that they go and visit different companies overseas, right? So they visit them in their context and then they learn. There's nothing wrong with that approach. But what we do uniquely, what is unique to us is that we literally go to class in a different school overseas. So what that does is that our students then sit and learn under professors who are experts in this field internationally. And not only do we sit in class and talk about digital transformation or AI or whatever it is that they're there to learn. They apply it, like on the second leg of our trip, when they've applied what they've learned to, a particular project. And not only that, we also do business trips as well. So ours is more holistic in the sense that we're not just going into a business and learning what they do, but we sit in class, we learn, we apply, and then we go visit the organizations there, which is more holistic.
Sounds like something I would aspire to be.
Absolutely.
It is totally holistic.
Absolutely.
Yes. So given that, particularly I myself, since I'm like been rejuvenated in terms of aspirations, what would be your advice? Because of course you're an academic and a researcher. What would be your advice to a student who's aspiring to penetrate those fields of 4th industrial revolution and innovation?
You must serve. You must come with a heart of serving, because, you know, the fourth industrial revolution is not another buzzword, right? Yes. If you look at it, it is an opportunity for Africa to become who she actually is. Africa is rich. Yes. We are rich. We're not a poor continent. Yes. And therefore, for me, the fourth industrial revolution brings those solutions, you know, for us to become who we're supposed to be. Yes. So you come here to serve. As I said, I left my glorious engineering background to just come and lend my talents to position Africa and South Africa in particular in the fourth industrial revolution. So, which means that I come with a heart of serving. Whatever I need to do, whether I need to take minutes, whether I'm doing my research, whether I'm teaching, everything that I do with a heart of serving. Africa, serving South Africa, so that we can become who we actually are supposed to be. And in terms of research, really, you know, I'm finding that many of us you know, get to a point where you're just doing research to add in those 2 points that are required. In this revolution, we can afford that. So your research really has to talk to the challenges on the ground. You have to be solving, you know, issues that are taking place on the ground. So do research to help the country. Come with a heart of serving. That's all.
Wow. Wow, that really touched my heart. Speaking on the heart, that really touched my heart. So speaking on that, and particularly since we've been on the MBA, what would you say are the basic requirements of an MBA for a person to be enrolled, particularly at our institution?
Yeah, so what actually needs to happen is that you need to be in leadership position in your organization. And the reason for that is that, you know, it doesn't help you to do a master's in business administration when you're still very junior in your organization. This module, this program is about teaching executives to become better in what they do, to become better in their businesses. So you see, even as I teach digital technologies, I don't sit there and tell you this is IoT, this is blockchain, this is AI. I tell you these are what they are, but this is what they can do for you in your business. They can help you make decisions. So how now do we make decisions using these digital technologies? And that's our unique proposition at Johannesburg Business School, in that all our courses have digital transformation or some sort of digital technologies involved in them to help managers, you know, in their organizations and in their businesses as well. So that's one of the requirements. You have to be in a senior position. You have to have a number of years of experience in managerial position to take this master's. Otherwise, it will not be useful to you. It will not be useful to you. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's literally leaders, because with that knowledge, they're able to lead other people, and also they are able to go into those spaces.
Absolutely.
Wow. That is really amazing. That is honestly amazing. Well, I would say, are there any exciting projects that are coming or research endeavors from your side?
Of course, as always.
There's always something.
Yeah, you have to, as an academic, you have to be a citizen of academia, meaning that you continuously have to, you know, for me, this year, I'm hoping that my journal article will be published, and that journal article was focusing on innovation systems between developed and developing countries. So I looked at the innovation systems of both countries and then compared them and came up with a framework to say, if we are a developing nation, this is the extra that we need to make sure that our SMEs are actually adopting these technologies. So you'll see that most of my research is about SMEs and how, why, and who, you know, about the adoption of digital technologies in the fourth industrial revolution. I have a book chapter coming up, and that's on blockchain, on our electoral system. You know, we struggle a lot as Africa with fraud in elections, and I just believe that blockchain technology can assist us a lot. So I'm writing a book chapter on that as well. So that's going to be very interesting. And in terms of Johannesburg Business School, for our 2024 cohort MBA, we are planning 2 new trips. So next year it won't just be 1 trip, it'll be 2. So the students then are able to choose where they want to go. So that's going to be very exciting. I can't say where we are actually going. Yeah, it's a surprise for now. But the students will know when the time comes. So those are the projects that are imminent.
Those are very good projects. And given that the election's drawing closer and the introduction of blockchain, what would you say, just an opinion from you, what would you say given that, of course, disruptive technologies, they're actually changing the way that we are used to. Even now, we are able to register online and other things. So what do you think, because there are concerns, of course, with many African scholars that if this changes the way we live and interact, it may not be as productive as we think it would be. What's your take on that, on such comments?
They're funny. They're funny.
Best joke ever.
Yeah, because if you truly understand
Yes.
technologies and what they're capable of, especially in the right hands,
Yes.
then you will know that problems will end because of these technologies. Right, there are people who are going to want to use the technologies for, not for society, but for their own issues. So I'm hoping that, it will be citizens or even academics who use these technologies to solve our societal issues. Blockchain. You must remember, in the way that blockchain works is that if you enter a transaction, it remains that way and no one is able to change it. One of the characteristics of blockchain is that it's immutable. So you can't change what you have entered, right? And the issue we have with the electoral systems is that we vote. And then after we vote, we're not sure what happens here. But we know there's something gets...
There's an outcome there.
There's an outcome.
Yeah.
What happened in Sierra Leone, they know they did not vote for the president, but somehow he's still the president. You get many of these taking place. In Nigeria, this took place in February. Now in Zimbabwe, all of a sudden the ballot papers are missing. So if you have a technology like blockchain where we are able to vote and whatever you have entered, no one can change it, we will have true results coming out, at the end. So to me, it's people who don't understand the technology. And people who don't have knowledge about the technology. What you don't know, you will fear.
Sure.
Yeah, so I would suggest that people get to know the technologies. Come join us at Johannesburg Business School. We'll tell you about a lot about these technologies. So.
Well, plus the building is very big. It can accommodate all of us, guys.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
No, thank you so much, Dr. Lebogang. Is there anything else that you'd love to add to our conversation? Probably a question that I missed.
Oh, no. I'm very happy with the questions that you asked. They were very good questions, I must say. But it is at this point in time that I would like to thank our Dean, Prof. Randall, for giving me this opportunity, and our academic director, Prof. Dangiso Moloi, who has given me the opportunity to actually travel with the students. And so it was a really wonderful opportunity that he has given me, and also to sit here in front of you and talk about it. So I'm really grateful to our leaders at the Johannesburg Business School, and I would like to just send a shout out. Do you still give shout outs?
Yes, we must. We can't let shout outs die. We must shout out to whoever's watching me, whoever knows me. We definitely must. Oh, thank you so much. And you literally took the opportunity and ran away with it. I attest. Well, there you have it, dear viewers. This was my conversation with Dr. Lebogang. Well, if you are aspired like myself as a young African to be a leader someday, do the choose, have the heart. Well, this was our conversation. My name is Bongani. See you on the next episode.
The University of Johannesburg, the future reimagined.